Hi, welcome back to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Travis.
I'm Max.
I'm still here.
And we can't even say what Max was just talking about. It doesn't even have a rating. Dirty. By the way,
your business.
Speaking DWAI, come on. Don't worry about it. Hashtag DWAI, don't worry about it. But anyway, that's if you want to know what Max was talking about. Don't worry about it. But so I'm gonna get right to it.
Do it.
So, Bob and Tom, they have this show, obviously, and it's syndicated, right? So people know
Bob
it.
and Tom show.
Okay. Anyway, they have regular people that call into the show and ask them questions and such. We have our own regular emailer, and his name's Roy Westenhausen-Smithson.
Yep.
Okay. And he actually sent us two. I'll read one. But I'll take my favorite part from the first letter. So the first letter writes, "Howdy, boys. Sorry for the long delay. I know my contribution is pivotal to the success of your little podcast, but I've been out of beaver hunting." Okay, so now I'm going to get straight to the next one. He said, "I wanted to give y'all a tip on what not to do if you're married and have a spare push mower laying around. My third wife, Berdina, and I had the great idea to wind our own pickups. So I got out the barbed wire, jimmied up the push mower on the side, a nice snapper as I recall, gave Berdina the empty pickup to hold, and well, I let her rip." Pulled that old go rope, and the barbed wire went just dancing around that pickup. Problem was, about 3 seconds is all we needed. I went about 3 minutes. Bernina fell to the floor a wailing and a kicking. Her dress flew off like a kite in springtime, and my first pickup blew up in a blaze of glory. She divorced me not long after. Not sure if that's directly from the mower mishap or because I had a serious KO pectate habit at the time. Anyway, learn from my mistakes, boys. Just buy them. Well, toodles from the trail. Roy Westenhausen-Smithson, president of the Southwestern Kansas Square Dance Association, sent from my iPhone.
Fantastic.
Which brings me to kind of a segue. I got an email from somebody saying that there is a company that actually does hand wind pickups. But I forget the company, so.
So we're out there.
So if you're out there, remind me.
That's got to be a fun job.
Max. Crap. 1, 2.
Next. There's so much coil on the floor and blood. There's so much blood.
DWAI.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, why is there so much blood? DWAI. Don't worry about it. But, oh, man, that's funny. Oh, Roy, I love that they're all sent from his iPhone. Even Roy, if you don't send them from your iPhone, at least write sent from my iPhone, because that's the part that gets me. It's because I like to envision you having to go back over the autocorrect and hit X, because you know what's happening is he's writing things that iPhone doesn't recognize because he's spelling them wrong.
Right.
And then he's having to hit X over it. So
word.
then the next time he tries to write the word that popped up that he X'd out, it's going to bring up the word.
Right.
It's a vicious circle.
He's teaching at Hillbilly.
Yeah. Oh, dude, did I tell you about this? So on the iPhones, you can, I forget what they call them, but basically you can rename words. So if one of the defaults is, and you can try this on your iPhone, if you text OMW, it'll automatically spell out, and then you hit space, it'll say on my way. So, and that's a preset one. So you can basically change any word to another word.
It's basically reading your mind.
No, not at all. Basically, you can...
Does this work somewhat similar to how TC Electronics tone print works?
No, that's witchcraft.
That's witchcraft. This, you actually have to go in and program it.
That's
So
sorcery.
basically, you can go in and make the word like the... Say, whatever, you say pancake or something. And anytime somebody types the, it'll say pancake. So what I did to my mom was, okay, her ex-husband's name is Dave, okay? And so anyway, I programmed it. Every time she goes home from visiting, she always says, "I'm home, period. I love you." Mm-hmm. So I changed you to David's name. And then I changed home to strip club. So she texted. So the idea was when she gets home, she's going to say, "I'm at the strip club. I love Dave." Right? Brilliant, right? Great prank. And then the preacher's wife starts texting my mom. True story. And guess what? She was like, and then she was getting ready. I said, you haven't said anything about home, have you? And she said, no. She's like, well, I was just getting ready to say I'm getting ready to head home. I was like, stop. Stop. And I had to let her in on it. And she got so mad at me. But she was so mad and thought it was so funny that she had tears coming out of her eyes from laughing so hard. Because she basically almost told the preacher's wife, who was like her best friend, that she was getting ready to head to the strip club. And like, I know a buddy that would always put he'd think of every word he could possibly think of and write DURR. So whenever they would, it just be like dur 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 dur. I went to the dur went to the dur. It was awesome. So like, she texted me and she's trying to say, how do I fix it? And it was like dur dur I fixed dur. It was so awesome. So yeah, awesome. Look it up on the internet. There's directions on how to do it. It's fantastic. You're gonna do it to your wife, aren't you?
Oh my gosh, so many different ideas.
Oh, because what I did to Stacy's is instead of Travis, I put greatest guy in the world. So if she'd write Travis, it'd be greatest guy in the world. Huh? It's pretty good.
Face. Change it back.
Yeah, it was great. And that's so tone related. I'm sorry, but you know what? That's useful knowledge.
That's
high
great.
tone.
That's great.
That is
stuff,
good. You didn't know that you could do that?
No.
Oh, I'll show you how. It's fantastic.
I have many ideas.
Oh, dude, it's
Put
great.
a link right
Yeah.
how to do that.
What, you just Google it. But
Google it, monkey.
Google it, monkey. And back to the old episode, I didn't even realize this guy sent me something. He said, because I said, catch slack, but I guess it's actually flack. But this guy says, Travis, I love you, brother. I value your opinion on the podcast. I recently bought all 3 of your CDs on iTunes, but you got to do something for me. I'm going to catch some flack, not slack, please. And the only reason I'm reading it is because he used two of my favorite hashtags. Hashtag come on and hashtag DWAI.
Yeah. He had a
Don't
question
worry
right
about
before that, too.
Oh, did he? Did we read it?
Nope.
That's on the page before.
It would be on page 1A at the very bottom.
Okay. And it's
Subsection
Tyler.
3.
And he says subsection 3, clause section 3C-A4. But states, I've always heard how your hardware can affect your tone in many ways. What are your opinions on changing things like tuners, nuts, and bridges?
Yep.
Oh, man, this is great.
Yeah.
I like to change everything to G-benders.
Here's something for
Les Pauls.
Here's the thing for your Telemecasters. I heard from a luthier that the bridge plays a huge part in the tone of a Telecaster.
Oh man, big time. Yeah.
So, like for instance, your bridge, you have a string through the bridge, not string through the body, and you have 6 saddles. So it's kind of like a Strat style, and it feeds from the back.
Well, some of the Telecasters that made that way, but
right,
poles were barrels.
Yeah, most of them are ferrules through the body. But what I was getting to is, I bet you Max's guitar will sound completely different than a standard Telecaster of the same wood and everything.
Yeah.
So to hear that from a luthier was kind of like, I never thought about it.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I have a Mexican Tele that has that bridge style. It's got the G-bender in it.
Okay.
That's the only reason,
the blue one?
Yeah, the only reason I keep it is because it has the G-bender.
I've never...
Other than that, I don't like the sound of it at all in any sort of way. I played on a few videos like several years ago, but...
It's okay. It sounds okay. It plays a little rough.
It doesn't sound like a good Telecaster.
Does it not?
No.
I mean, not compared to like the Whitfield, but that's...
Or even just a number of good Telecasters.
Really?
You know?
I'll be honest, I like the Telecaster I put together more than your blue one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Forrest
Lee. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he makes really good Telecasters.
Yeah, he does.
And benders.
It was so funny. I was going through my face page, and you know how it says your memories from a year ago? He posted on my wall a year ago today. Mm-hmm. Kind of weird that we bring that up.
You're welcome.
Synchronicity. Hashtag synchronicity. I don't know how to spell that. Never mind.
That's a great word. I'm proud of you.
That's a Police album.
That's a great word.
Yeah, I know.
It's more than 3 syllables.
More than 3
I remember
syllables.
the time that Police put that album out.
Yes.
In the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that, Max?
I don't. I was only 4 when they ended.
Police was a band back then.
They probably ended before then. But anyway, so let's break it down. What are your opinions on changing things like the nut makes a huge difference, I've noticed too. Mm-hmm. And the thing, especially in electric guitars, you notice it unplugged.
Yeah.
Like so far on all these, like I don't know about tuners as far as tone. Maybe if they change the way the string sits in reference to your nut, maybe, like the angle.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's huge, though. Like, you got a Les Paul that won't stay in tune, change a nut.
Right. Or tuners, yeah.
Or just buy a Telecaster.
But with a humbucker in the bridge, right?
Right. you don't even need a back pickup.
It's true. It is true. Like, I could play. Is a Les Paul? Do they make a Les Paul Junior with just humbuckers, or just one humbucker instead of a P90? Or is that a Les Paul Special?
I thought I saw
I
one.
have no idea.
Or is that a Les Paul Special? I can't remember. No, Les Paul Special has 2 P90s. But I swear, I could play. It would be the ugliest guitar on the planet, but a humbucker in the bridge and a single coil in the neck for a Les Paul. Come on. I bet you Fano does one. They do everything.
Yeah.
Fano Guitars.
Mm-hmm.
You
They
need
do
one of
cool
those,
stuff.
Brian.
You do need a Fano.
You need a Fano right now. Here, I'll get on their website.
I'm wide open to taking one.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Fano. It's not like it's what you do for a living, and we're trying to get free stuff.
FanoGuitars.com. Yeah, not Sunday Guitars.
Yeah, is it FanoGuitars.com? Yeah.
Make one a Strat.
No, but they're killer guitars, and he's actually doing like original. Like, he's not just doing the relicking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually doing interesting pickup combinations, interesting body shapes. Some of them are relic, but that's not like his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we've never talked about them before.
We haven't. No, I'm gonna send them an email like as an artist. I mean, like, I play music on weekends and
And just leave it at that.
yeah, and I'd like a discount.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say is I play music. I want a discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see how.
You don't even have to say you play guitar.
Yeah, I like music.
Yeah.
I want a discount.
Yeah.
I once heard music
Yeah. Yeah.
in the IGA.
Or just iMusic discount ? iMusic period discount ? Damn it! Now I'm gonna get all those emails. Whatever. But so tuners, I don't know.
I'll get all the
I
Yeah.
know that's why it's funny.
You say stuff, then I'll get it.
Nuts and bridges. Yeah, I think all that stuff affects it.
Yeah, you talk to guys like Callahan Vintage.
Mhm.
He believes like even the screws in the body resonate or like every single piece of hardware contributes to your
I mean,
tone.
it makes sense.
I'm probably gonna catch some slack for this.
Catch some slack for it.
No, I'm kidding.
Hashtag wrong.
Hash brown wrong. # hashtag.
Mine. Blown.
Okay, I
Hashtag
think
sharp sign.
I forget what I was gonna say now. Screw it.
You were saying
I totally forget what I was saying.
No, normally
my mind was going somewhere and it just.
normally I'm good at reminding you though what we were talking about. We were talking about Callahan
We're
bridges,
talking about hardware.
hardware.
It's gone. I don't know.
I will say one
Anyways.
thing: stainless steel frets.
That
Those change things big time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Stainless steel strap.
I use
That is-
stainless steel frets on my garage, and it was kind of a risk because I'd never played any before. But I was just thinking, sweet, don't ever have to do a fret job, Spend a little extra money now, and never have to worry about it. I played that guitar every day for the last 6 years, and there's like no wear on the frets. It was awesome, but they do sound different, I think.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people will corroborate. Huh?
Corroborate.
That's a word.
That's a word.
Collaborate.
No.
But even stuff like trim blocks, man. I mean, you
Yeah,
got
big time.
The Chintzy and I
Like
love
the pop
Fender.
metal, like
yeah, but Fender has a trim block, and if you can't, they're 1/8 of an inch thin. I mean, they're just terrible. You can go to somewhere like GuitarFetish.com and get a brass or a steel one for like $25. World of difference.
Are they easy to change?
Yeah, super easy to change.
But one thing I've
Springs
noticed,
too, remember?
one thing I've noticed is that
Keep getting
not
lifted.
all the trim blocks,
I
like
don't
the
know if you got gas or
pockets,
what that is.
are the same size. Like on the Squires,
Yeah.
like some won't
Yeah.
fit. They're not interchangeable. If I remember correctly, is that
Yeah,
right?
You're accurate. And if you go to not to use Guitar Fetish again, but if you go to GuitarFetish.com,
Right.
they'll tell you like this is for a Mexican style strat.
Oh,
this is for
okay.
a Mexican style strat.
Because I
These
know,
fit
like,
on imports, blah blah blah.
because I had a Squire, and I swear the thing was made of pot metal.
Yeah, they're absolutely
Like you
terrible.
could break it.
I don't even play the guitar when I get a strat. It's the first thing I replace if they're junk.
Come on. Yeah, that's a good one, man. All right, we already did letters from Roy. I get it, but
The joke's not funny the third time.
No, it wasn't funny the first time, but but it amused you. Okay, this one is from. You're supposed to put the names at top, so I know it's from Max.
Put it at the bottom to get done reading it. You say thanks. Name.
Okay. All right. Hi guys, love the podcast. Thank you. It's the perfect blend of entertainment and information. Thank you. My question was about the current state of the music industry. Oh man, where do you guys think it is? Do you think streaming music on services like Spotify are good for musicians? Hell no. I've heard mixed opinions.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll elaborate on that. People like Rob Chapman, a popular, we know Chappers, say the industry is doing better than ever because people have the ability to put their music out there without labels, but others say it's hurting musicians financially. What are your opinions? I can go either way on this. Does somebody else want to take it first?
Alex Barsick.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Alex Barsick.
Pronounced Barsick. Winky face.
Winky face.
Well, I'm probably going to catch some slack for this.
You're probably going to catch a lot of slack for it,
You
but
won't catch any slack.
No.
Over all the flack that you
There's no such word as slack. I'm going to catch some slack.
We've been over this. It's not a word.
Damn it.
music industry,
Yeah,
man.
okay. So me as
You need to take some more ginkgo biloba.
something
here.
shiny.
Yeah.
Okay, so I use Spotify. I use Pandora. I pay for them. So I don't use the free version. But I mean,
Okay.
I just enjoy it because I like it. It's convenient and easy.
So
And
you're talking as a consumer.
as a consumer,
Okay.
I could totally get where it's wrecking how the music industry the way the music industry has worked. I totally get that. I totally get that everything's changed. It's not the good old days anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's not as much money in it for big time artists. There's not as much money in it for, even smaller artists. There's not as much money for playing in bars. I totally get that.
Well, there's the same amount of money, but it's the same amount of money as in 1975.
Right, exactly. It just hasn't changed. For
Yeah,
30 years.
$600 is what you made then. $600 is what you make now.
Right.
Record sales at the sock hop.
So, but I mean,
Yeah, after the ice cream social.
the difference though is basically marketing. Because if you work everything right, a guy like me can go home and make some sort of collection of songs and sell them to people that watch this podcast or subscribe to our newsletter or on our Facebook page.
I will
and
say,
generate money.
I will say one thing.
Like, I bet you've sold a lot of albums from the podcast.
I've sold a few. Yeah, it's great. But I haven't sold many physical CDs.
Right.
And my thing is, and advice to you, Max, if you're printing any type of substantial quantity of CDs, you're doing it wrong. When's the last time you bought a CD?
I haven't bought your CD.
It's been years for me.
Exactly. There's better ways to do it. But let's go back to the Spotify thing just because we were talking about it. Okay. As a quote unquote air quotes here,
because you have
artist.
stuff on Spotify, right?
Yeah, all three of my records are on
Yeah.
Spotify. But so if you guys want to go listen to them, whatever,
Yeah, get
that's cool.
a billionth of a cent.
Right, and the thing is I think I was showing Bojo, the man behind the video and all that stuff for the podcast. He does all kinds of stuff. But
Right.
I was showing Bojo an actual printout of my sales, and I'm wondering if maybe I should post that here.
That might be cool.
I don't know. I'll have to look at
shows credit card.
Well,
numbers
right, and
stuff.
I'll have to look over it and see but from my distributor, and I can't remember, but I think it was like 0.0006 cents I got per play.
Right.
And it's like, that's a little ridiculous, but at the same time, I'm not an established artist, so I kind of have to look at it. It's the whole exposure versus getting paid to play.
Right.
Only it's done on the back end of recording and not gigging.
Right.
So where else would anybody have that access to my music?
Right. And there's a lot of people that talk about how they don't make any money on Spotify or Pandora.
No, yeah.
But I mean, you might be able to get a bigger following and sell them other merchandise.
That's the thing. Or, the thing is what if they don't pay for premium? What if they just have it at home or at work? And then they hear your song on there and they're like, well, I'd really like to listen to it in my car. Well, maybe they'll download your record off iTunes.
Possibly.
Or
So song, yeah. I think people probably download songs more than they do.
Right. But I guess what I'm getting at is it breeds awareness.
Yeah.
Or if you're on Spotify and you're on Stevie Ray Vaughan radio and maybe a song of mine pops up, you would have never heard of me before.
Right.
So there's a fine line to where, like, when you're Taylor Swift, everybody's heard of you anyway, so it makes no sense for your music to be on Spotify. So, of course, she's going to pull it. Mm-hmm. Justin Aldean, same way.
Justin Aldean.
You know what I mean?
Are you talking Justin Moore or Jason Aldean?
Sure.
It's the same person. But, no, I'm joking. I actually really like... You know what? Jason Aldean.
There goes her endorsement.
No, I'm being serious here. And in all honesty, I don't know a lot of Justin Moore's music. I know that one song about the water tower and stuff.
No, that's Earl Dibbles Jr.
No, this one. No, that's the one where he's. It's a good song. It's a great song. And then Jason Aldean. I actually like his stuff. People make fun of me. I catch a lot of slack for that. But but no, the current state of the music industry, I prefer it better than what it used to be because I've kind of came in on the cusp. My first record, I had to go to a proper recording studio to do it.
Mm-hmm. It was an
because
actual record.
It wasn't an actual record.
It was
Wax, yeah. But anyway, whenever I did that, there weren't a ton of studios in town. There was basically 2. And they both were at least $85 an hour. Now there's, you're going to a place that's like half that.
Yeah, Music Garage.
And unfortunately, it doesn't mean it's not as good. It just means that it has to price itself at that to stay competitive because there's so many recording studios now. Not to mention the prosumer level stuff that you can buy from your local Guitar Center or Sweetwater and then record it yourself. So it's like you said, you could literally go to your house. You have a Sapphire Pro and GarageBand. You could record a record.
Right.
And if you are very good at mixing and mastering, then boom, there you go. Then get it on Spotify, all kinds of stuff. So that's great. And that's what I agree with Chappers on that.
What's bad is because sometimes those people shouldn't be making music.
Right. And then the worst part is those people that shouldn't be making music have a lot of friends, have a, let's face it, the younger generation, and this is something, Rebecca Black. You remember that Friday song?
I remember the name. I can't think
that Friday song.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, everybody's excited for the weekend or whatever. But anyways, she's $1 million off that song.
Did she used to be do the stuff for Premier Guitar?
No, that's Rebecca Dirks.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm missing that.
But whatever happened to her?
She got out of the industry.
Got out of the industry.
I think they settled down and had kids and stuff.
Good for her. That's great. Because her job required a lot of travel.
Yeah.
It's not good for you, he said.
I miss Rebecca Dirks.
We all miss Rebecca Dirks, Max. But Sad Max.
Hashtag Sad Max.
Hashtag Sad Max. Right.
14-year-old boys were disappointed.
Yeah. And let's face it, aren't all guitar players 14-year-old boys?
Pretty much.
But anyway,
that's a whole nother just topic about people going off.
But the state of the music industry is you have a fighting chance now. The bottom line is it used to be you were told what to listen to. And all you could hear is what you were told to listen to. And what I mean by that is major labels were saying, putting stuff on the radio. There was payola, and if you don't know what payola is, it's basically paying to get your song played.
Right.
But, whoever had the most money got on, and there's still a lot of that. Obviously, pop radio, they spin what's popular. But there's outlets now like Spotify, Pandora.
Right. I think the video industry is exactly the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just everything's opened up, in the same way that it was probably.
We need to have a yawn cam for Max.
I think
I need some lunch.
The 8th time so far.
Some fuel for the giggle machine.
I'm sure, like in 2005, there was probably technically more money to be made in selling guitar pedals.
Oh yeah.
But now, there's way, 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 way more people who build pedals.
Very nice way to put it.
Yeah.
But because I would have said too many, but.
Well, there are tons of options.
Right, yeah. But, so the thing is like, you can actually go out, if, for instance, like, Americana music, that's not even on the radio anymore. But, you can go find it on the internet, you know what I mean? And, blues music, which is pretty much dying. Right. And, you know what, I wish I could say I was more sad about it, but, it's like, everything has to evolve.
Right.
For some reason, if blues evolves, it's not blues anymore, and people get pissed off.
Well, same thing with country. Same thing with what I don't even know what you'd call rock now. I mean, there's so many different genres of everything.
Yeah, exactly. With country, like Chris Presley actually made a really good point. He hates what he calls pop country. Can't stand it. And
Hank Williams III wrote a song about it, actually.
Did he? Mm-hmm. But Chris actually had a good point. He said, look, I don't hate the music. He said it's challenging to play on guitar because there's so many guitar parts. Mm-hmm. It makes people dance. People love it. I actually like a lot of the music. He said, but it's not country. He said, so here's the thing. He's like, I also like Snoop Dogg, but you wouldn't call him country. Hear how ridiculous that sounds?
Right.
And he was like, it's the same thing with country music these days. Right. And obviously that's his opinion, but it's a valid point.
Everyone that I know that plays on the records kind of feels the same way.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. It's great music.
It's labeled country because country radio stations play it, and they call it country. Mm-hmm. But I mean, everybody who's involved in it, they
know it's not country.
They know it's a rock show, man, with a cowboy hat.
Yeah, you mean to tell me Jake Owen
be trusted.
I doubt you could probably ask Jake Owen, hey, Beachin', is that a country song?
You'd be like, no, that's a college.
He'd be like, song. That's a college summer jam, cuz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he says cuz, but he's got long hair and he looks like he likes to party. And I like to imagine people with long hair that like to party probably say cuz.
He probably says bruh.
Bruh, B-R-U-H.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
Jake's a nice guy.
You know my favorite thing about that dude?
You got awesome hair.
Well, that is pretty cool too. But that dude will get on his awesome go-kart, which is golf cart, which is basically a mini car. It's got subwoofers in it. It's got a kicker system.
It's the most amazing golf cart I've ever seen.
Yeah, but he will, before the show, because his favorite thing about going to a show is tailgating.
Right.
So he will actually go out into the parking lot before his own show and go drink beers with people. Right. That's awesome.
He's the most down-to-earth person.
That's awesome. Could you imagine going to watch John Mayer, and John Mayer pulls up in a golf cart and says, hey, man, can I have a beer? Yeah, look, see what I mean? But, it's the same thing. And you could argue Jake Owen probably plays to more people per year than John Mayer. So, he could be considered a bigger star.
Easy.
No, I'm just saying, when it comes to popularity, album sales, yada, yada, blah, 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 music industry, stats, he could be considered a bigger, quote, air quote, star.
Well, John Mayer stuff isn't really selling on the radio.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
give it time. Yeah. It'll make a comeback.
Too much talent.
Well, no, he really never was a big radio guy. I think he only had one hit.
No.
I had a couple.
He just won a bunch of Grammys.
Had a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. But this was,
I'm talking charting hits.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
That's what I mean, charting hits. I think, Your Body is a Wonderland and No Such Thing were, charted well, but nothing else.
What about
Daughters, I think.
Daughters got probably charted well, but yeah, but then again, Hendrix was a one-hit wonder. He only had one hit.
Right.
Boom.
The Grateful Dead were a one-hit wonder. Can you believe that?
They couldn't get a lot of radio play.
The highest grossing artist of that era was a one-hit wonder. That's crazy to me with trucking.
Right. But they have a gigantic fan base.
Exactly, and which comes back to what you can have now.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, the whole music industry, it's not tone related,
but guitar tone kind of transitions into this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. And I guess you take the good, you take them bad.
Go start your own talent show.
You take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
I think Chris Presley, like Chris Presley said, go start your own talent show.
Yeah, go start your own crappy talent show.
Sit, boo-boo, sit.
He called me yesterday. He's like,
we should probably say Chris Presley is.
Oh yeah,
friend of the company's.
Yeah,
guitar player here in India.
Very opinionated. And I know he listens to these.
Goes by Rusty Shackelford on Facebook.
Not anymore. He changed it.
Oh, okay.
But it's so funny too because he was like, when are you gonna talk about me on your talent show? And I was like, dude, we have. He's like, whatever. I was like, you don't listen, do you? He was like, no, I don't listen. I was like, then how do you know? He was like, I'll listen. And I said, yeah. He's like, what'd you do? Make fun of me? I said, I don't remember, but I'm sure I did.
Just a little.
Because to me, with this guy, it's the best thing about making fun of Chris is telling him you made fun of him because he always has something right back to come back at you. Dude. Yeah, he is a witty guy. So there you go, Chris. And then he was like, when are you going to have me on your talent show? And I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I know everything about everything. And you know him, so you can hear him say
I
it.
could totally see him saying that.
Although his truck got broken into.
I saw that, and they didn't take his music. No, they did take his music.
No,
stuff,
no.
right?
They didn't. He had a Dr. Z Stingray head and cab in the tailgate, like in the
Right.
covered part, the bed. That's
The
what I'm
bed,
looking for.
yeah.
The bed of his truck. He had I think he even had his '60s Les Paul in there.
They took something stupid like
They took his wallet and his watch from the front and left everything else. But so dig this. It's 4:10 a.m. in the morning,
Right.
and he's heading to work because he drives a truck. But he sees, that he got broken into, so he calls the cops. I guess he's friends with the cop, and the cop lives close. So the cop gets there, really, really quick. And then Chris goes inside. He comes back out, and the crook is in the back seat of the cop car, and it's his neighbor's kids. So I'm like, oh, man, that is going to be pretty awkward at the next block party. But he said he found his wallet. He had to walk down the street to find his insurance card, his credit cards, because they just kept pulling stuff out. But yeah, dude, neighbor kids these days.
No hamburger for you.
at their age.
Yeah, we're not their age, Sonny. But my wife loves it when I do that. So man, we got off topic. Well, not off topic.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about hairspray or something.
I
Yeah.
liked better when we're talking about donuts.
Yeah. I know. But yeah.
Wasn't that last edition?
Yeah, that was last edition. So I mean that's kind of this what I think of the music in it. We didn't really ask you your opinion.
It doesn't matter. Let me ask Brown.
You got a point.
Well, I'm
here.
sorry we
It's
didn't
in
want
the-
to
it's
we
in
didn't
the
want
show,
to we
Matt,
didn't want to
sorry.
keep you from your nap.
No, it's,
Freaking right. We got Sleepy Elf over here.
I don't really have a record out right now, so I guess it doesn't really affect
He's
me.
working on one.
But you're working on one, and this is stuff that it's more relevant to you than it is to me.
Yeah,
because
you're right in the heart of it, man.
because the last record I put out was 2012 or 13.
So I'm so apathetic that I'm like, buy it if you want. I'm completing it for myself. Get
Right.
some enjoyment out of it, then cool.
Right. And I think the big thing, what I want to do is there's some cover songs I'd really like to do my version of. Just throw them up on my website, stream them for free, because I can pay the royalties on something that can be streamed, and it's like, I don't even know, I'm kind of making this number up, but it's something cheap like that, like $100 or $150 for 50,000 streams or something. It's dirt cheap. And then once you hit that 50,000, you have to pay for the next. But basically just like, hey, I'm going to make this music and put it out on my dime. If you want to listen to it, listen to it. I think that's a great idea to do, especially you can release a single that way. So there's all kinds of different strategies. But no, if I were you, I would really study up, because you're in the thick of it, unless you're just doing it, like you said, for yourself. But it'd be kind of cool to get paid back for your expenses.
It's true.
So if you throw $5-6 grand in it, it'd be nice to make $5-6 grand.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to make 500 or 600 grand too.
Come
It'd
on.
be nice to make 500 or 600.
No, dude. It'll be great. So if you guys have any questions or comments, send them to max@wamplerpedals.com.
Sure.
That's it. No, seriously though. Send them to podcast@wamplerpedals.com. Check us out on...
Which I still get.
Huh?
Which I still get.
They don't know that. But go to...
Several of us get it done. I need to add you to that, by the way.
yeah, it's fine. What else? Social media. Chasing Tone Podcast on Facebook, Chasing Tone Podcast on Instagram, BuzzFeed. You can check us out there if you want to listen to it. Buzzsprout's what I said. It's really the same thing. Reddit, yeah, Reddit. By the way, Charlie from Blackberry Smoke pimped us on Reddit.
Yeah,
that's cool. He did
awesome.
a Q&A. They asked him
Nice.
what pedals he liked. He
Cool.
said Greer pedals, Wampler. So thanks.
Yeah, man.
But yeah. So if you have any questions, hit us up, and YouTube comments too.
Yeah.
Check us out seriously,
You know what?
guys.
Just check us out.
Yeah, because the thing is if you're listening to these, I understand it's because it's more convenient for you. But if you get a time, you really should check out the YouTube video,
Yes.
because
I'm hilarious.
Bojo. Well, they can hear you. They already know you're hilarious. But Bojo does a great job on the editing. His editing adds a whole nother level of wit.
Right.
Don't you think so?
And you can play drinking games while watching this on YouTube as well.
So we hear
true.
Every time Max yawns.
every time Max yawns,
Or says boom.
or take a shot. Or in the earlier episodes, one shot for every 3 words Max speaks.
That'd be like 6 shots of the show.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we got to keep them alive. You know.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. All right. For Max and Brian, I'm Travis. Thank you so much for listening and watching because you're going to YouTube.